Hi everyone, welcome to Learn and Code. In the last session, we discussed the block diagram of a computer. In that diagram, we discussed various components like input unit, output unit, and we have seen the components of central processing unit like control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, and main memory unit. And we discussed the types of memories. We discussed that memory is divided into two types, primary memory and secondary memory. And the secondary memory is also known as auxiliary memory. After that, we have seen the units of memory. After completing the units of memory, we switch it to some of the C programs using VS Code. This is about the last class session. Now, in today's class, we are going to discuss about constants. After that, I will give the overview of operators. Then we go for C programs using Visual Studio Code. Let us start constants first. So, as we see here, constants are divided into two types, numeric constants and character constants. Numeric constants again further divided into integer constants and floating point constants. Character constants are divided into single character constants, string constants, and escape sequence characters. Integer constants are again divided into decimal, octal, and hexadecimal. Floating point constants are divided into standard and exponent. So these are the various types of constants in C. Now let us see in detail how to declare a constant. So in previous sessions we discussed what is a constant. Constant is a quantity that does not change, during the execution of the program. Now how to declare a constant variable? What is the syntax for this? Now the syntax to declare a constant variable is like this. First use the keyword const constant. After that mention the data type. After data type mention the variable name and semicolon. But before semicolon you do one thing. You have to assign some value here. This is very important. So declaration as well as initialization must be done at a time. Or another syntax, first you can mention the data type, then use the keyword const constant. After that you mention variable name is equals to value, some value. You can use any syntax for this. We will see example. Const constant and data type I'm using int, and the variable I'm using is int underscore const integer constant equals to, for example, I'm giving 10. So here int constant is integer type constant. Why? Because the data type is int. Now const I'm using the data type float underscore const. This is the variable name. This equals to 10.35. This is floating point constant. First one is integer constant and second one is floating point constant. Third one const character underscore const. So here I'm using single quotes to enclose capital A. So here the character constant is A. Here floating point constant is 10.35 and integer constant is 10. So these are the three examples. One is for integer constant, second one is floating point constant or real constant, and the last one is character constant. So I'm using the first syntax. You can also use the second type syntax, that is first you can write, for example, for integer constant you write int first, then you write const. After that you use the variable int underscore constant equals to 10. This is also valid. This is the way of declaring a constant. After constant, next I will give the differentiation between constant and literal. Constant and literals are not same, they are different. Why they are different? For example, in previous example I have given in single quotes a, this is character constant to a variable called character underscore const. Character underscore constant, this is constant variable, whereas this a, which is enclosed in single quotes, is known as literal. The main difference between the constant and literal is constant is a variable which stores a literal. What is a literal? Literal is not a variable, it is only the value. So 23, or I can say in single quotes a 23.45. These values represents literal, whereas the variable like float underscore constant, integer underscore constant, or character underscore constant, these represent the constants. Main difference is constant is a variable, whereas the literal is the value. This is the difference between constant and literal. Now, after this, we will discuss how to declare the integer constants, or we can say some of the examples for integer constant. Now, just now, as I have given that the integer constants are divided into decimal, and second one is octal, and third one is hexadecimal. What does it mean? For example, just now we have given that const constant int underscore const integer constant, some variable I'm giving a equals to 10. What is 10? 10 is the decimal value. Now, not only this, instead of giving 10, for example, I'm giving 0, 1, 2. A equals to 0, 1, 2. The first letter 0 indicates octal. So, this number indicates the octal number. We can also assign an octal number to integer constant. That is, we call it as octal. Instead of giving 0, 1, 2, you can also give the value a equals to 0x capital A. In this case, 0x represents the hexadecimal value and the capital A means 10. So this is a way of assigning either decimal or octal or hexadecimal values to an integer constant. So whenever we discuss the binary number system, we write zeros, ones, right? The base is 2. So we have various numbers, various types of number systems: binary number system, decimal number system, octal number system, and hexadecimal number system. For storing the values for the integer constants, we are using decimal or octal or hexadecimal. Now coming to floating point constants, we have again one notation is standard notation, another one is exponential notation. This exponential notation is also known as scientific notation. Standard notation means, for example, I'm writing like this: constant float underscore const equals to 36.745. So this is the standard format. So in another case, if I write constant float underscore constant is equals to 36 e minus 35. In this case, the meaning it is called exponential notation, or we call it as scientific notation. So here we have small e. Before small e, we have 36. After small e, we have minus 3. Whatever we have after e, this is called exponent. The value 36 e minus 3 is represented as 36 into 10 to the power of minus 3. This type of notation is called exponential notation. And these constants comes under floating point constants. Now, just now we discussed that character constants are enclosed in single quotes. Now, moving on to next type of constants, we have character constants. Under character constants, first one we have single character constants. Single character constants are always enclosed in single quotes. Now second one is string constants. String constants are enclosed in double quotes. And third one is backslash character constants. Backslash character constants. In backslash character constants, we have various types. So first we will see slash a in single quotes. This is used for alert. Now after this we have slash b. This character is called backspace. After slash b we have slash t, horizontal tab, slash v, vertical tab. Everything is enclosed in single quotes. Next we have slash r, carriage return, slash 0. This is null character. After slash 0 we have slash n. This is new line character. Next we have slash f. This is form feed. This is used whenever we connect to the printer. Next we use single quotes to print single quotes, just single quotes. Now if you want to print backslash, again use backslash in single quotes. If you want to print double quotes, we have double quotes in single quotes. So these are the various types of backslash character constants. So now we will see another way of defining constant. We use hash define, and the variable I'm taking is like this, hash define pi 3.14. So in this case also we can say that pi is a constant, or we can say a constant macro. So these are the various types of constants we can use in C program. After that we go for operators. Right, before going to discuss the various types of operators in C, so let us have an expression here. For example, C equals to A plus B and semicolon. Every statement ends with semicolon. So here we have the variables C, A, B. In this expression, the variables A, comma, B, comma, C are known as operands, whereas single equals to, comma, plus, these are operators. So an expression consists of operands and operators. Now let us see how many types of operators are there. Operators are divided into, first one, arithmetic operators, and second one is logical operators, and third one relational operators, and fourth one assignment operator, and fifth one is bitwise operators, and sixth one is increment and decrement operators, increment and decrement operators, and seventh one conditional operator, and eighth one special operators. There are totally 8 types of operators: arithmetic operators, logical operators, relational operator, assignment operators, bitwise operators, increment and decrement operators, conditional operators, and last one is the special operators. So we will discuss these operators in detail in the coming sessions. Now what we are going to do is we are going to execute the C programs by using Visual Studio Code. Okay, now let us write more programs using Visual Studio Code. Now we will start VS Code. So in VS Code, the next program we are going to write is program to swap any two numbers using third variable. So here I am writing program to swap any two numbers using third variable. Next, hash include stdio.h int main class statement return 0. Okay, after closing opening brace, so we have to declare the variables. So how many variables we have to read? We have to read two variables. But to exchange these two variables or the values of these two variables, we have to use a temporary variable. So here you have to declare the variables integer a comma b comma temp. Temporary variable I am taking. So first on the screen you must get a message that enter any two numbers. For that I am using printf statement. Printf in double quotes enter any two numbers. And I'm writing /n is escape sequence character. I'm using /n to move the cursor to the next line. After this, scanf, I'm reading the values from the keyboard. %d, %d, double quotes close, comma, mention ampersand, ampersand a, comma, ampersand b. So we are reading two values. After that, then interchange. First, you say temp equals to a equals to b equals to temp. For example, a value you have given 10, b value 20. Then first we are storing 10 into temporary variable temp. Now temp consists of 10. A equals to b. So b value 20. So a is replaced with b. New value of a is 20. Now b equals to temp. Temp is how much? 10. So final b value is 10. So after interchanging these two values, you printf the numbers after swapping or percentage d. Just I'm printing the values percentage d space percentage d double quotes close comma a comma b, right. So with this the program is completed. Now we will see the execution part. Run it. So in the bottom you see it is asking enter any two numbers. For example, I'm giving the value first to 10, next value 20. Now the output is the numbers after swapping are 2010. So we have got interchange values. So in this program, we are using a third variable to swap. Without using third variable also, you can swap two numbers. So now that we will see. Same program, but we are not using third variable. Just you remove the program code, any two numbers without using third variable. Without using third variable. So here, no need to take the third variable temp. Only you take two variables a and b. Can now enter the values of a and b. Printer enter the values of or enter any two numbers. Enter any two numbers /n. So next scanf %d double quotes close comma ampersand a comma and b. Right here you do one thing. First to take a. Now you say a equals to a minus b. A equals to A minus B. Next you say B equals to A plus B. Next, again you say A equals to B minus A. This is the logic you have to use. A equals to A minus B. For example, A value 10 and B value 20. Now A equals to A minus B. A value how much? 10. B value 20. 10 minus 20 minus 10. Now B equals to A plus B. A value how much? Minus 10. B value 20. 20 minus 10 how much? B value 10. Now A equals to B value already you know. So we will see whether we are getting the correct output or not. Now see printf the values after swapping or percentage d space percentage d comma a comma b and right. So now run the program. So it is asking enter any two numbers. I'm giving 10, 20. So again it is giving the values after swapping are 20, 10. Same output we are getting. So here we are not using third variable. So these are the two programs for swapping two numbers. First logic is using a third variable, and second logic is without using any third variable. So we will see more programs in the coming classes. Thank you very much for watching.